Owen Sieben is the quarterback.
Welcome inside the broadcast booth here on Sports Canada TV. Andrew Wadden alongside Jay Prepchuk as we get you set for the U18 BC Provincial Football Association Orange versus Blue Bowl. And Jay, this is the marquee matchup, as they say. We saw the U14s go earlier today. We had a really good battle in the U16 game, a defensive battle. Saw you out there as the OC of one of the teams. But today, or this one here, the U18 game, this is the one that the fans came out for. Good crowd. And who are you expecting here to sort of step up here on the U18 side?
Absolutely. You know what? It's just going to be a great showcase of all this great talent that we have in British Columbia. It's just fantastic to be able to get out and play football, play a sport again, and actually, be able to see some kids playing football, right? So, you know what? I do know all the quarterbacks, of course, on both teams. And very, very talented quarterbacks. Owen Sieben is the Terry Fox quarterback that, of course, is very, very talented. Joven is another strong quarterback, Max, and Matthew Teal. So, you know what? I'm expecting the ball to be in the air quite a bit today, and really showcasing this talent from these quarterbacks.
Now, we saw a real defensive battle in the U16 game as QB up under center here, hands it off, got a run play to the left. Nice play to get by the defender, cuts back in the inside. Good tackles there, though, but some positive yardage out of that one.
Yeah, exactly, and then really well executed jet sweep play to the offensive left-hand side, and it's really difficult as far as an offensive coach is concerned to be able to put an offense in only a couple of days of preparation, right? But so far so good. It's looking like a very smoothly run offense for the blue team, and again, showing the speed of that jet sweep, getting to the outside, but the defense really rallying around that slot back, getting on that fly sweep.
Of course, you were OC of the Orange team in the U16 game. What sort of thing are you looking for here? I know they were making some cuts in the U16 game as well, but what as a coach, what are you looking for?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of an evaluation camp, right? So we're not really looking at winning the game or beating somebody one-on-one. We're just evaluating the kids and seeing who can play at the next level. We're hoping that we get a chance to take the 80 kids that we had in our U16s and pare it down to 40 players, and we're hoping that in December we can have a game against Alberta. So the hope is that Alberta comes to Vancouver and is able to play us at the U16 level and at the U18 level. So it's not really kind of a battle it out, let's win this game. It's more of a, hey, what can this kid do? And we've seen him for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What kind of things can he do in a football game now? Some guys are game guys, right? And some guys just step up in a game and really excel. So that's what coaches are really looking for in this type of a matchup.
How about the rust? Are you seeing a lot of rust on these kids? Been away from it, eh?
Yeah.
As we got a pass play over the middle there. Oh, beautiful breakup by number 29. We'll get you the names here in just a moment, folks. It's a bit of a delay here on the rosters, but 29 with a nice tip play there. Looked like the pass going over the middle, intended for number 25, but beautiful breakup. And taking a shot, taking a lick as well, but
absolutely,
almost able to get in there.
We've got the luxury of that replay there. I was going to say, and Owen Sieben had some nice time in the pocket there, but he sure got hit in the mouth as soon as he let go of the ball. But a good stand-up passer. I've worked with Owen since he was a little guy, and he's really developed over the years and become really a tremendous quarterback. He's got great football instincts. He loves the game of football, and I tell you, you know what? We're looking for big things from him, and Terry Fox High School is very, very fortunate to have Owen with their football club. He's gonna do some great things for the Terry Fox Ravens this year. But threw a nice pass in there, like you said. The defense kind of rallied around that a little bit, and the halfback made a nice play to break up that little skinny post there by the slot back on Team Orange.
Yeah, a little turnover here on note. We got the Yeah, turnover on downs here. So keep in mind, folks, no special teams in this game, so no kicking in it. If you see a touchdown, they'll go for what should be a 2-point conversion. It'll be a 1-point conversion in this game only. Under center now, number 13 for the blue side. Out of the shotgun, man in motion, hits the man in motion. Oh, a bit of a broken play there. Able to scoop it up and a loss of yards.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew. And that's the type of thing that's going to happen in this kind of a football game, right? Again, with only a few days practice, and the fact is not only have you only had a few days practice, but as you can see, there's so many kids out here, right? So there's so many players out here that not everybody is getting the same reps that they would in a regular football season, right? So I mean, a lot of us in community high school football, we're used to having maybe 20, 25 players in your team, and you're getting lots of reps, and you're practicing every day for 2-3 weeks before your first game kind of thing, right? So there's definitely going to be some mishaps today.
Back out of the shotgun. Got some laundry on the field on the left side there. There's a pass, picked up, and we'll see if it's coming back. 12 with the reception. Looks like he was able to pick up the first down, but there's laundry on the left side of the field. We'll see if the officials say here.
Right, just a traditional straight drop back pass and all curl route. Again, traditional route from the receivers. Everybody's running an all curl route. The receiver does an excellent job of getting off the defender and catching the ball with his hands and turning it upfield and working to try to get a first down. But as you said, let's see, it looked like it's a possible, they're going to decline. It looks like a possible offside on the defense that, of course, the offense will decline. Let's see, the referee coming up with our offside defense. Yeah.
So decline the play there. The blue side with the pickup. Positive chunk of yards. And we were remarking in the U14 game into the U16 game, sort of the size of the players, how much bigger they grow. But what I'm noticing so far, too, is the athleticism as well. That next jump you make from U16 to U18.
No question. These are some big boys out here.
So 13 under center, drops back. He's feeling the pressure on the blitz from 34. Runs it off to the left. He's going to keep it himself. Picks up a chunk of change and able to get out to the far left, right into the soccer net. He's no worse for wear, though. Big pickup there for the blue side.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the orange team coming off the edge with a little bit of a blitz there. And, that's probably the most difficult thing, probably the biggest challenge for an offense in this type of a week of football is to be able to, have enough time for the quarterback to throw the football, to get your pass blocking schemes down so that your offensive line and your running backs are coordinated enough to be able to block all the different blitzes that might come at you, right? So that's probably the biggest challenge for an offense, is to be able to just simply give your quarterback time in the pocket. So as you can see, the quarterback does a good job of scrambling out of the pocket and getting downfield.
So the blue side here on second down. Again, you'll have to bear with us here, folks, because we don't have our down counter, nor do we have a game clock in this. Nor do we have a great angle as well, though, Jay, but we'll do the best.
A lot of challenges
the best we can with this.
Today.
Inside the 40, dumps it off. That's number 6 who picks it up and is able to keep going, stays on his feet, but gets run out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's one way to certainly negate a strong pass rush, is just get the ball off quickly to your running back, right? And get quarterback just simply gets the ball in his hands, 3-step drop real quick. Boom, gets it out to the flat, and that's a good play call against a pressure defense.
And when we see the quarterbacks here, and of course you being a quarterback yourself and running the camps that you do, when you see that level, because when we watch the U16 game, that kind of seemed to be sort of the division between this and that, is that the arm strength is really much more improved when you get to this U18 level.
Yeah, especially with the Canadian game. I mean, you got a 65-yard wide field now, and of course in the American game, it's a 53-yard wide field. So those are huge differences, right? So definitely a big difference.
Oh, tough play there. Quarterback on the scramble, and he's able to get it in the end zone for the touchdown. I was talking about athleticism. Well, that was on display right there, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. And Quinn great job that Quinn, the quarterback, does from all the way from Prince George, comes down and has a great week of training camp. And the real key thing that Quinn does on this particular play is, even though he's scrambling, kind of running for his life a little bit, his eyes are still focused down the field, right? And receivers did a good job of getting to the open areas down in behind the defensive backs. And again, excellent job by Quinn on the rollout and making sure that he gets the ball out there, and a big completion, first big play of the football game.
So you're not your traditional 2-point convert here. We'll just go for a single, but the blue side is on the board. 6 buzz now with the touchdown from number 72. And the kid from up north, showing some great athleticism there. We were remarking about that in the U14 and the U16 game, how you are seeing this sort of new breed of quarterback that you're seeing in the pro game sort of trickle its way down to the youth game as well. And, some kids are better at it than others, but when you see it at this level and you see the guys like 13 there, it's quite on display as he pitches it off to 6, and he gets held up, so it's going to just remain 6-0. Good defense there from the orange side.
Yeah, but Andrew, you're absolutely right about, when you have a quarterback that can be a kind of running type guy that can move a little bit. Of course, in the NFL, like you say, you've seen guys like Lamar Jackson and people like that really put the defense in a bind. I know that if I was back coaching high school football again, I'd run my quarterback all the time. As a matter of fact, the only touchdown that we had in our U16 game today was a play that I kind of snuck in there and overrode the young offensive guy that was calling the plays. I said, let's run a little quarterback search here, right? So we faked and ran the search, and Angelo from the Belmont Bulldogs in Victoria was able to make the play and get the touchdown, the only touchdown really of the game, right? So that running style quarterback is really a really difficult thing to defend. But hey, great job by Quinn getting the ball downfield on the scramble.
Well, let's see what the blue side has now as they take over on offense, and he's looking deep already. The deep ball to 25. Oh, he can't haul it in. Tries to go for the one-handed catch, a little underthrown there, but that would have been a huge play if they're able to pull it off.
Absolutely great call by the offensive coordinator there, and just a typical or traditional wheel route. So the inside receivers running an out and up, the wide receivers running a post, trying to suck that corner to come inside. But you know what? The defense, number 27 on the orange team, did an excellent job of staying home, defending that wheel route. And, Owen did a nice job of getting the ball out there. But, again, great defense. Good job by number 27 to stay home and not kind of get not bite up on that post route.
So 2nd and 10 here for the blue side. 6-0. They lead it. One man in the backfield, shotgun. Hands it off, and here comes the pressure. And looked like he might have had an escape, but that ran out on him, and they're able to get the stop for the orange side.
And Coach Sinclair there, which is a 2nd and long situation, thinking that the defense is going to be reading pass all the way. Linebacker is going to be dropping off, and runs a draw play, but that didn't fool that certainly didn't fool the defense and the defensive line. They did a nice job of reading and kind of scoping out that draw play. And that's another thing about, this week, the defense has seen all the plays that the offense is running, right? So there's not really a lot of surprises, right? So they've kind of been evaluating their players, but they're also prepping against the offense that they've seen all week, right? So there's not really a lot of surprises that they'll see in this game, and they should be prepped for plays like the draw or plays like the wheel. And so far in the first quarter, Andrew, I'm very, very impressed with the defenses on both sides. Really, really good discipline. Defensive backs are staying home. They're not kind of biting on inside routes and so on. So, you know what? In one quarter of football, it's pretty good football. Yeah.
We saw quite the defensive battle in your game, in the U16 game. A lot of turnovers as well in that one. This one seems to be a little buttoned down, a little more than the last game. But like I said, though, that level, once it raises up, that athleticism raises up as well. But what's on the line here for these kids here today?
Absolutely. Well, even though it's not really a time for university coaches, I think it's kind of a bit of a blackout period where the coaches are not allowed to be recruiting. But they're going to certainly see the film of this game. And, most of the university coaches across Canada know already about a lot of these kids, even though, we didn't have the football season this year, but they still do know who these players are coming up, because this year, obviously such a unique year. And I really felt for a lot of the grade 12 players that just graduated, because they weren't getting recruited like it had been in the past, because university teams weren't losing any players, right? Like, so for instance, at Simon Fraser, we're not really losing many seniors. I've talked to coaches from across Canada, right? UBC, like, they didn't lose any players because they didn't lose any eligibility, right? So they're not only recruiting basically half the kids, they're not recruiting the number of kids that they've recruited in the past. So these guys are luckier that they get a chance to, they get a chance to play, get a chance to play and get recruited, right? So, I can definitely tell you right now that there's a lot of young men out here that are going to get a chance to play football at the next level, and hopefully they've done well with their schooling, and hopefully they've done well with their academics, because that's one of the first thing that a lot of the highly academic schools will look at, right? Like, let me see your transcript, right? I mean, I remember when I was the head coach at UBC, it was like, okay, I watched your film, you're a good football player. Before I want to know anything else about you, I want to see your transcript, right? I'm not going to waste my time. Sorry, but if you're not getting, A's and B's, because UBC, of course, with 86, 87% to get in, if you're not getting in the mid-80s, then you know what? I don't have time. I got to move on to the next kid, right?
And it's the true definition of student athletes as
absolutely.
well.
That's why it's called student athlete, not athlete-student, right?
Well, I mean, it gets a little skewed down south, though.
Okay, well, that's true too, right? But you know what? Hey, coaching at SFU now, there's a lot. There's a lot of NCAA regulations and rules, a lot more than there are with youth sport. That's for sure, right? But I mean, youth sport, obviously, you still have to have the grades and academics and so on. But as you know, with NCAA, you need to have your SAT done, and all those different regulations that they certainly look at. So it's a challenge, but the bottom line is these guys got to have good. They got to work hard school-wise, right? They got to perform academically.
Blue team now kick the ball out to the left side. That's number 11. He breaks a tackle, hits by another one, but steps out of bounds. Boy, he had a lot of real estate in front of him if he can beat that defender, but he steps out of bounds. Big pickup, though, for the blue side.
Absolutely. And again, another great call, right? In a situation like this, why not just drop back and get that back out in the flat like that? Jovan Singara, the quarterback right here, Centennial quarterback, does a nice job of getting a little three-step drop, letting everything develop, letting those receivers get downfield, and just hits his running back out on the left-hand flat, and he does an excellent job of turning the ball up for a plus gain of 18 yards.
6-0 blue side here in the first queue. This is the U18 BC Provincial Football Association Orange versus Blue bowl game. This is the last game of the day here on Sports Canada TV. Out of the shotgun, looking to the left side, just underthrows it there. Good play call, though. Looked like he had his man, but wasn't able to hit him with the toss.
Corey, do you have any rosters?
They definitely need those rosters as Corey Philpott walks by us here on the sidelines. Of course, former BC Lion.
Quick six, there he is, right? Number 6.
Absolutely.
What play did they love running with quick six? The old toss play inside the 10-yard line. Give that ball a quick six. Joe Pow tossing to quick six. Let's get some good old memory lane names here, eh? Anybody else name some old BC Lions? These guys around us here weren't even born there when Philpott was playing.
And again, we mentioned it in the U14, U16, and again here in the U18, just filling up here at Cloverdale Athletic Field. Really good crowd on a beautiful day. We're getting the sunshine now, blue skies. Let's see if the blue team can get it together as they're trying to get it together between the big man and the quarterback there. It's big number 67.
That's
boy.
Mount Doug, yeah. Big one.
Oh, that's a big lick there.
Yeah.
That's number 77 coming up through the middle.
Yeah. Boy, that defense coming hard there, man. I tell you, as I said before, right, it's tough. But you know what? That was just a 4-man rush there. Orange team did not blitz anybody there. That offensive line, 5 guys up front and a running back blocking, they should be able to pick up those guys. That was just a man-on-man, straight-up beat. And got right in the face of Jovan, and that's the thing as a quarterback, you're going to take a lick, that's for sure. And he's a tough kid, and standing in there, he's got lots of poise, and let's see if he comes back. 3rd and 10, they're going to go for it here.
Yep, third and 10, so they'll go for it. Again, a little bit different game here. No special teams. We might remind you guys about that. They're just past the half field there, and there's a pass out to 89. Does he have enough?
Yeah.
Looks like he does.
Yeah.
So they'll keep the chains moving here for the blue side. And a nice pickup from 89.
Yeah, excellent job, Joven, just with the 3-step drop, and good for Joven to come back and show the poise, even though he just got smacked in the face on that last play. Nice little 3-step drop there, wide receiver clearing out with a streak route, inside guy running a 7-yard breakout, and does a good job of getting upfield and getting the first down.
All right, so the blue team now inching their way down the field. They're inside the 40. It's at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 here. Out of the shotgun, 1 man in the backfield. He hands it off for the end around to 89. He cuts it up in the middle, still on his feet, breaks a tackle, but gets hauled down there by 29. Nice chunk of change there for the blue side.
Absolutely. A nice little fly sweep. A good job by the right tackle to get the edge on that defensive end. And that's just sheer speed getting around to the outside there. And a very, very effective fly sweep play. Getting to the outside. Nice job. Nice pickup of 13 yards and a big first down. So nice to see blue team with a little bit of a drive going here. And let's see if they can punch this thing in. As you said, no field goals, no punting, and it's all just got to, we just got to cross the goal line and get touchdowns here. So, as you know, in the Canadian game, though, it's obviously, special teams play such a big, big role, right? And
they won't today, though.
Exactly. So let's see if these quarterbacks, let's see if they can make a play here and get in the end zone.
Blue side up 6 buzz right now. Still in the first queue here. This is the U18 game, the final game of the day here out at Cloverdale Athletic Field. And they're looking past, goes left side again. Had the corner right in on him, though. 17 right up in the grill of 86 and was able to break up that play.
Right, and it looks like Coach Sinclair's got a little bit of quarterback switch in there. It looks like Max Bougie is in there. A fine, tall, good-looking quarterback from the Argyle Pipers in North Vancouver. And Max did a nice job of standing in there. But again, good job by the defense at coverage. I'm impressed with the coverage of the Orange team today. The defensive backs are really well prepped, and they are certainly an athletic group of young men.
2nd down, 10 to go here. And as you said, new quarterback in under center there. Oh, it's a bad snap. And he's going to have to just drop down on it. That's going to be a big loss there for the blue side. And we saw that a little bit earlier today in the U16 game, just a hot potato there on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's a tough position. Like, how would you like to be, bending over with the football between your legs and trying to snap it to a quarterback when you got a 300-pound guy coming after you, right? So not easy always to do that, right? So that's for sure. But, hey, and that's a drive killer right there, right? So let's see Coach Sinclair, though. You could just see that, Coach Sinclair just kind of in disgust because he had a play that obviously thought he was going to work. But 3rd and forever here. Let's see if the head coach of the Windsor Dukes has a play in his playbook on 3rd and 38 yards to go here.
Country mile to go here, and it's underthrown, but a beautiful, it looked like a catch. I don't know if he brought it in there for 86. Tried his best. It was going to be a loss anyway, and we've got a turnover on downs.
Yeah, and even there, obviously when it's 3rd and 38.
All right, so the blue side now. Another shotgun snap, and he has to bobble it. We've got some laundry down in the backfield. We'll see what that's all about there. But again, another poor snap. Might have something to do with the heat here as well, Jay. Getting a little hotter here in the day, and these players have been, champing at the bit to get at it.
Yeah.
Maybe some mental mistakes sort of starting to set in here a little bit.
Exactly. But again, we've been practicing at night basically, and it's been perfect temperature at night. You're practicing at 7 o'clock at night. It's 15, 16 degrees. But now when you get out here on this hot turf, just out there standing on that turf for 2 or 3 hours coaching, right? It's tough, and I can well imagine what it's like as a football player getting out there on this turf and so on. So looks like a holding penalty that's going to be declined. Smart move by the defense here, of course, bringing up a 2nd and 12. Otherwise, what do you have? 1st and 20 or 2nd and 12? So pretty easy decision made by the defense to decline that penalty, bringing up a 2nd and 12 situation now for blue team.
6-0 for the blue team. And we apologize for those looking to hear your son's name called out today. We're having a little bit of a problem with the rosters. We'll do the best we can. I know Jay's quite familiar with a few of the players here as we get a toss out to number 12 on the right side. He's going to have some room if he can break the tackle, but he can't. Orange team able to get on it, but a good chunk of change picked up there for number 12 and a beautiful play call.
Wow, absolutely. And again, that's so important, right? Like, just get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Get the ball into the hands of your dangerous receivers. And you can see number 12 does an excellent job of, not only catching the ball, tucking it in, but getting upfield, positive yards right away. And that's just a big play. That's just your athleticism getting downfield, right? So again, a big play, gain of 15 yards, even though it was just a 5-yard throw, right? That's what you got to do. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
So 1st and 10 here. Looks like we're about on the 53-yard line or so. 13 under center. He's got one man in the backfield, 3 to his left. He's looking left. Oh, now he's going to have to scramble a little bit. Big play up the middle. And that's Nakeman?
Yep.
Nakeman, got it right. There we go. It's the QB for the blue side. Again, we're doing our best to piece together the names here for you folks, but we welcome you in here on Sports Canada TV. We got some good football here. We've had some great football all afternoon. The U14, U16. This is the U18 game. BC Provincial Football Association, orange versus blue game. 6-0 blue right now, still in the first queue. Let's see if they can add to it. Shotgun once again. Trots back, throws it wide side to the right. Number 12 with a nice reception. And again, he's met with 3 or 4 defenders from the orange side, but the blue side still just picking up those yards.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That's exactly the kind of thing that coaches are trying to evaluate there, right? You got a nice short pass out to the right-hand flat, and what we're watching for, what coaches are doing is they evaluate these players and trying to pick the top 40 of these players that can hopefully go on and play in a football game in December against Team Alberta, hopefully, is how those guys rally around the ball, right? Sometimes you're going to completions are going to happen, plays are going to happen, but they want to see, what does the defense, what are those 12 guys? Are they rallying around the ball? Are they working hard? Are they getting to the ball? Are they hustling? Hustle is obviously, one of the main ingredients in a good football player. And if guys are lazy out there, if they're not working hard, if they're not running, then, hey, university coaches are just not going to look at those guys.
Absolutely. So far, the tempo has been pretty good in this game. Newcomb under center now. Drops back. He's got his running back wide open. 27 stumbles there, hits the turf. Turf monster might have got him a little bit when the play gets called down, so that's going to be a turnover on downs, and that's the end of the first quarter. Folks, we're going to step out here, 6-0 the blue side. Stay with us right here. Sports Canada TV, the U18 BC Provincial Football Association orange versus blue game. Second quarter action here in the U18 BC Provincial Football Association Orange versus Blue game. And we got a toss out to the left. Nice little spin move. Hits the X button, Madden style. He picks up a couple of extra yards on the play.
And there's an excellent job again. You know, Owen Seaban just showing his patience in the pocket as a quarterback, avoiding the rush, getting the ball out there to Jacob Groves, a fine young prospect from the Windsor Dukes football program. And you know, Jake does a great job of getting upfield, a little spin move in there, getting positive yards. Excellent job. That's just a kid like Groves being an athlete.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he catches the ball, turns upfield, a guy's right on him, little instinctive spin move, getting up for a great gain of 16 yards. Great job there, Groves.
Now, we noticed, too, during the U14 and U16 game, the coach is out on the field there. What sort of advantage is that, not only for the players, but for yourself as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's just, you know, to communicate properly and making sure the kids understand what they're calling, right?
Got a broken play there as Newkman unable to find his receiver. A lot of pressure coming up the middle from the orange side. Again, we saw this in the U16 game. We saw a defensive battle in that game, and we're seeing more of the same this time. A few more bigger plays thus far than in the U16 game, but still defense definitely setting the tone here.
Right, and you know, it's just a matter of, as we said, you got to get the ball to the Schlechters. You got to get the ball to the Groves. You got to get the ball out quickly, right? Especially when, you know, your offensive line is maybe not in sync as far as your pass protection is concerned.
Yeah.
So the quick game is something that's so important. That's what we stress with the U16s all week is, you know, getting the ball quick. Getting the ball one step and throwing the ball quick, because you're not going to have a lot of time, right? It's just the reality of kind of the short camp that we have. Defense is always ahead, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have to think as much. They can just go. They can just rush the passer, right?
Just go and play some smash mouth.
Exactly.
A little more coordinated on the offensive side as we see another play where we got to get a scramble from Newcomb, and he looks to throw downfield, picks it up, finds his receiver, number 73. That's going to be good enough for a first down for the blue side.
Hey, again, so, you know, Simon is just rolling out. He's sprinting out of the pocket. Does an excellent job. You know, again, showing the patience, and he has to be aware of where the line of scrimmage is, of course, right? Because as he's scrambling towards the line of scrimmage, he kind of just took a little peek there. Yeah, I'm still onside. I can still throw the ball down the field, and does an excellent job. What the receiver does right there on that play is kind of finds a soft spot, right? So it's almost like something that you probably hadn't had a chance to work on a lot, but a little scramble drill, right? So if the quarterback is scrambling towards the line of scrimmage, receivers have to do a good job of avoiding the defensive back and just kind of finding that hole and sitting in the hole, and that's exactly what happened on that particular play. So great job by the receiver to find that open spot.
Fixing a broken play, and that's part of the mental game as well here in football, as we see a tip pass there. And that's going to be a turnover now on downs. So, as we mentioned, no special teams in this, no punting. So the teams will be going for it, and that's kind of the beauty of this game, Jay. I like that pace. You know, noticed it earlier in the games as well, and you know, it gives these players a chance to continue to keep playing on offense and defense, but also in these high pressure situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This is such a great week. We're just so fortunate again in life with all the craziness going on in the last year and a half, 2 years, to just be able to get out and play football, right?
Yeah.
And you know, these guys now, they kind of get a chance to see where they are. It's mid-July right now. A lot of these guys are playing high school football. They'll start the third week of August, so they get a little bit of time to rest up. They get a little bit of time to see how they compare against other people in the province, other players in the province, and you know, certainly get a chance to see what they can work on too.
So first down here for the blue side. As we got another broken play there and a big tackle. Owen gives it to him a little bit. A little rubbing his face in it a little bit there from 93. But these guys, they know each other, but at the same time, they don't necessarily know each other either.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And I said that to my 5 quarterbacks as we broke with the U16 today. So you guys are kind of brothers here a little bit, right? But come September, come October, November, you're going to be battling against each other. You're going to be playing against each other, and it's going to be some excellent competition for you, right? But hey, so there's an example of not the biggest guys out there on the defensive side of the football, And that's where, a lot of young people think that size is so important, right? Hey, it's the quickness, it's your speed, it's your strength, your agility. Those are the things that really count in football, right? And being able to get to the quarterback like that.
Handoff, they try to go up the gut, and again, the Orange defense just swarming there. And you talk about size, and it kind of reminds me of an ex-CFLer that played here and also in the NFL as well, and Cam Wake. I mean, there's a guy that got looked past in the NFL. He comes up to the CFL, kills it, goes back down to the NFL, ends up being a star.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, a lot of these, we've told these kids, right? These guys, they're not kids, they're young men, of course, right? We've told these guys that, hey, look at a guy like Chase Claypool, right?
Yeah.
You could be that next guy, right? You could be that next guy that, could be, who's saying that you couldn't get a scholarship to University of Notre Dame, or who's saying you maybe couldn't play in the NFL someday, right? So, obviously a guy like Claypool is a gifted young man and a tremendous athlete, right? But you know what? Hey, why not me, right?
Exactly. As we see the quarterback, 25, roll out. He makes the pass. He completes it. Is it going to be enough for a first down? I'm thinking so, but he might be short. And it looks like he might be a yard or two short, but you're absolutely right. You see the amount of Canadians that are, starting to make their way down south. We're seeing teams playing in the Power 5, schools as well at conferences, and also, you're not only playing there, but excelling there. Chase Claypool's, as you mentioned, Chuba Hubbard, as you mentioned as well, Neville Gallimore, a defensive player, starting to make their way into the NFL, and you're seeing it more and more. And listen, when they come out of BC, it's even that much more sweeter.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's guys that can play, right? So, and of course, there's nothing wrong, obviously, with playing in Canada, right? The level
absolutely.
of football, that's one thing that's exciting about being at Simon Fraser is, being able to play in the NCAA, being able to play against the University of Idaho. We're playing, some really top quality schools, and Central Washington, of course. We're going to be in Oregon. We're going to be in Texas, and it's just going to be exciting to, see that level of competition at the NCAA level. But U Sport in Canada, being able to coach at UBC for the last 3 years, that level of football is obviously very, very good.
And we've definitely seen some guys take the jump from the CIS formally to the NFL, and of course from the U Sports as well, and some good quarterbacks coming out of there too. And you never know, we might see a U Sports quarterback playing in the CFL. But that is a pick right there. Beautiful catch. 27, climbs the ladder, able to get the pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jovan just straight drop back pass and throwing it up there. Just got maybe a second early and maybe a little bit more to the outside, but excellent job by that cornerback. Just fighting that ball and getting that pick there. As you said, it was a great job by that DB. That ball's up in the air. It's ready for just a little bit underthrown.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit thrown, a little bit too far to the inside. But again, hey, excellent job by that by number 27 to get up and get that interception. And that's what we're looking for, right? That's the athleticism that we're looking for in these kind of plays, right? Is plays like that, right? Those are plays that these kids have been making all week. These are plays that guys. What number's Rohan?
Blue team now, back up under center. Goes out to his right, swings it out to the right side, breaks one tackle, but can't seem to get anything else. I'll tell you what, if the Orange team misses once, they don't miss twice.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just swarming defense. And I know that one of the things that the coaches have certainly stressed all week is pursuit to the football, right? And I tell you, coaches on every defensive play, they're saying, hey, we make a tackle, but we want 12 helmets in on that football. We want 12 guys in around the football. You never know when a ball's going to pop out. You never know when there's going to be a fumble. You never know when there's going to be a turnover, a potential turnover. You got to be there to make those big plays, right? So, as you said, those little quick screens out there to the wide receiver like that, they're good plays to get the ball out to your athlete. But when you've got a swarming defense that is really aggressive to the ball, then they certainly can nullify those plays.
So second down here, and we see the blitz coming, and they're on it, but they're able to scramble out. Quarterback somehow found his way out of that. boy, it looked like big number 65, I believe it was, coming up the gut, but he was able to escape, but an incomplete pass.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's one thing that I've really noticed, that especially in this game, is the athleticism of that defensive line from both squads. That, these kids, they're not only the big kind of out of shape kids anymore, right?
No.
These guys are, they're big kids, but you know what? They're strong as well, and they've really been able to work on their agility. And that's one nice thing that's changed in football, of course, in the last maybe decade, right, is the fact that, these kids are really starting to train more and more. Yeah. And that's the one nice thing about this academy that we've developed, right? I mean, we started practicing in January, right? And we're thinking that, hey, why not football, right? Basketball, as we know, is 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Baseball is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of these sports are going every year. So this is the first year, of course, that we've had our academy. I was fortunate enough to be with Richard White. Wendy Bolter was our manager, and Richard did an excellent job of facilitating our Vancouver South Academy, and we had well over 100 kids in our academy this year, and it was really, it was fantastic. Yeah, I think we had the biggest academy, and then of course there was the North Academy that Corey was in charge. Corey Philpott was in charge of. Vancouver Island split into North and South. The interior had an academy as well, and Craig Brer has done an excellent job up north, and he's developed a northern academy as well, and lots of actually really exciting things to come out of the British Columbia North. Prince George just started a new Kodiak football program, and they're going to have a junior team.
Oh, excellent.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
they're going to have a junior team next fall, so the Prince George Kodiaks are going to.
Well, if you're putting a junior program up there, you've got people playing the game then.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, they've got a strong community program up there. They've got I think 5 or 6 high schools playing football up in Prince George. So they've done an excellent job of really developing football, and another area that's got an academy. So the academies have really, really developed well, especially for the first year ever doing this, right?
So blue team now still trying to add to their lead as they swing out the pass, but the receiver down there, so nothing doing on that play. I believe that is second down here for, second down and 10 for the blue side.
Yeah, nice job by Joven at the quarterback position. You could see, if you see the replay there, you can see his footwork, right? And I remember working with Joven years ago as a young man, and obviously he's had some more quarterback training since then, but doing an excellent job. So you young quarterbacks out there, notice how, Joven does a great job of just getting the ball and getting the ball out of his hands quickly. And as a young quarterback, you should work on throwing with no laces, right? A lot of quarterbacks will have to waste time finding laces, getting laces, and throwing laces with their hands on their football, right? But you got to work with, throwing no laces too.
Quarterback steps back, swings it out, able to make the pickup. Is it going to be enough for a first down? He was right close to the sticks there. Excellent play by both the quarterback and the receiver on that one. And see if they'll move the chains here. 6-0 blue. They're trying to add to their lead, and yes, they do. It's a first down for the blue side.
Good job. Yeah, exactly. And thank you to our field correspondent here, Joe Groves, for helping us out with the marking on the football, of course. But yes, we've got. Let's just see. It's tough. We got a lot of challenges today.
Andrew,
We got the field level. We got no height here. We've got the yardsticks are on our side, not on the other side. We've got at least we have our outstanding people on the keyboards here.
Absolutely.
And, we've got some. Our cameramen are up there in the cooking heat there, and we got no rosters, but we have each other, and that's what counts. Is that a song? I don't know.
The men and women in the truck doing a fantastic job here. As we have our challenges with the names and perhaps with the broadcast a little bit, but I'll tell you what, we don't have our challenges with the football because we've seen some outstanding football here today.
And our field correspondent here, Coach Groves, tells us that it's 3rd and 1. So let's see if we can.
So they didn't move the chains.
See if we can pick up this first down here.
3rd and 1 out of the shotgun, steps back, throwing the ball to the right side.
Big,
into coverage. Boy, that's a tough play to pull off on a 3rd and 1. You'd think they would go run there, but they try to surprise the defense, and they don't get surprised, and it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, exactly. Coach, Ian Sinclair, the mighty, the mighty Windsor Dukes, has taken a little bit of a chance there. Well, Coach Sinclair's got a good background in football. Was, of course, a great player at the University of Miami.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Guess who his coach was? No, that's a tough question. I know this because he told me, right? But it was old Howard Schnellenberger.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
But who was his quarterback? His quarterback went on and played for the Cleveland Browns, number 19. Come on.
Not Kosar.
Oh, yeah.
Kosar played in Miami?
Yes, University of Miami.
And the backup was Vinny Testaverde? Oh, my goodness.
You go.
Isn't Vinny Testaverde's son, is he a BC Lions neg list, I believe?
Oh,
something
really?
like that, I believe so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar, the great Cleveland Browns quarterback. And
sidearm thrower, yeah. So that's Coach Sinclair. So Coach Sinclair was a Miami Hurricane. And, of course, had a great career with the BC Lions. What number was he in, Sinclair? Anybody?
Boy.
Come on.
Oh, boy. Now
Come on, where's our question here?
55. There 50. You go. Yeah. I might have got tipped off.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, hey, it's great to see Coach Sinclair giving back. And, of course, the offensive coordinator for the U18 Team BC. Hey, Andrew, these are the best players in BC. That's kind of cool, right?
That is fantastic. Yeah, we've seen, I believe it's 210 of the best players from U14 all the way up to U18 here. So the folks that are here today, and I'll tell you, you really can't see it from this shot here, but there is a really good crowd here, and they're seeing some excellent football here on a Saturday afternoon. Good heat. It's a perfect heat, I think, for football in the summer.
It's easy for you to say. You're under the tent.
Yeah. I've been hiding. Oh, they've got a ball out, and it looks like the orange team has scooped it up. That's number 99.
Wow.
With the scoop. 93, excuse me, the big man able to haul it up. And the orange team now looking like they're going to be able to put some damage here deep inside the Blues territory.
Yeah, wow, there you go. And, we know that about football, right? It doesn't matter if you have kicking game or non-kicking game.
Yeah.
What's going to win a game for you? It's the turnover margin, right? And, hey, if you come out of a game with a negative turnover plus-minus ratio in a football game, you're usually going to lose that football game, right? So, really, though, it's been the first big turnover. And, of course, it's a huge turnover when you turn the ball over inside your own territory so deep, right? And of course now the Blue is able to capitalize, and let's see if Coach Sinclair, that's another thing that is a challenge this week, right? You're working so hard on putting in your offense all week, and usually the offense you're putting in is just regular plays in the regular field of play, right? But now when you put in a goal line offense, it's a little bit different. So let's see if Coach Sinclair's got an offensive play for a goal line situation.
Fakes right, hands left. Orange did not bite on it at all. And I think we got another turnover.
Yeah, we do. Boy, just that quick, right? It just comes back the other way, and you can certainly see, I know the coaches are certainly dejected as they come off the field after a turnover like that. But again, it's a typical example of, hey, you know what? You watch the Grey Cup, you watch the Super Bowl, and there's going to be fumbles between the quarterback and the running back. There's going to be fumbles between a quarterback and a receiver on a jet sweep. It happens in the biggest games of the year with the professionals now, right? And now it happens in high school ball, or certainly with 18-year-olds, and you know what happens. But hey, as coaches, we don't care what level it is. We don't care if it's popcorn, or we don't care if it's GSL. The kids are 8 years old. If there's a turnover, we're not too happy with it.
No, you're getting upset about it.
Exactly.
Credit to big number 77 there on the orange side. We're able to scoop up that pigskin. And let's see if now the orange team, who are stuck 6 at the moment, let's see if they can get themselves on the board. Or excuse me, the blue team, get themselves back up on the orange team. It was the orange team's turnover there. As he steps back, right side, makes the play, but it just falls down, and we've seen a little bit of that. Maybe it might be a little slippery on the turf there.
Well, I tell you what, this turf is absolutely beautiful turf, but it is a little sticky, right? And sometimes it just is a little too sticky, and so that little turf monster kind of jumps out at you and does exactly this sometimes. And unless you really have been on this kind of turf and really played on this kind of turf, you're not really sure. You say, that kind of slipped or whatever, right? But it's sticky that way, right? And it's easy for guys to kind of lose their footing, no question about it, right? But, hey, great throw there. Boom, just quick drop, and that ball was out of the quarterback's hands before the receiver made his cut. And boy, to have that kind of timing with such a limited practice time is really an outstanding. That's an outstanding play by the quarterback to get the ball out there.
The blue side now still deep in their zone. Another pass play. This one's over the middle. 94 meets the receiver, and a good wrap-up tackle there. Able to stop it. That's number 4 that made the catch. I asked, Jay, when you're doing the 3 and 4 down game, how difficult is it for these quarterbacks to go from playing 3 downs to playing 4 downs and then back and forth?
Oh, boy, you know what? That's a great question, and it is absolutely difficult. I know firsthand it was the crazy situation when I played at Simon Fraser. My last year at Simon Fraser, we had we played 8 games. 5 of them were against American competition, and 3 of them were against Canadians. So we had to switch rules, not only right during the season.
Yeah.
Saturday we would play American, and next Saturday we'd be playing Canadian.
It's
right?
got to be tough.
It was bizarre, right? So people that ask me that question all the time, and I know as a quarterback, I used to love the Canadian game. I'd kind of look and it just looked like the parting of the Red Sea. It's like 65-yard wide field, and it's kind of like, oh my God, there is so much space here in the Canadian game, right? And the American, but I like coaching the American game. You know what I mean? Because it's so much more tactful, right? There's so much more like Canadian game. First down, you don't gain anything, right? And you're like, oh man, it's
you feel like you're up against it at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're second and 10, right?
Yeah.
It's tougher that way,
Yeah.
right? So love playing the Canadian game, love coaching the American game, right? And of course, a lot of people ask, well, why do high school football, of course, is American football, right? It's 4-down football, and there's a little bit of history behind that if anybody ever wants to hear it.
Yeah, but it must be, a lot of these kids, of course, they play the 4-down game in high school, but they come here and they're playing 3-down. So, yeah, definitely be a test here as we see a swing out to the right side. 13, he dropped it, though. We've got another turnover from the looks of it. We've got 2 guys sort of grappling for the pigskin here. I believe it's orange ball, though. Yeah, it absolutely is. Number 37 able to pick it up, and we got yet another turnover. And, yeah, these coaches aren't going to be happy as we see the replay here.
Yeah, they did a good job. Looks like Quinn in there, quarterback, does a nice job on just a little 12. You got a 12-yard curl route. A nice job by the receiver of kind of in that soft spot right in between the linebacker and the defensive halfback, just kind of curled in there. Quinn did a nice job of getting the ball in there, and boy, I tell you, that was just an excellent example, an excellent job of a defensive player being aggressive and tackling the football, right? Coaches will always be stressing with these guys as a defensive coach. If you're coming in to make a tackle, just try to strip that ball, right? And of course, on the other end, it's offensive, we got to protect the ball, right? We always talk to our guys about 2 in trouble, meaning you catch the ball, you got one hand on the ball tucked in, 2 in trouble, get that other hand up there so you secure that ball and get that ball high. We talk about getting that ball high and tight, 2 in trouble, 2 in traffic, so that we're making sure that we're not fumbling the football, right? So, again, part of football, and we've certainly seen in the third quarter, I think that's our second quarter here, that's our 3rd turnover now, right? And in the last few minutes, right? So, like you said, maybe a little bit hotter, guys sweating a little bit more kind of thing, right? And
they may be feeling the pressure a little bit here. It's a bit of a pressure game for these guys, right? You want to play for a provincial team.
Exactly. It looks like we had an offensive lineman that a little bit tied up here, a little bit banged up a little bit, but he's looking like it's okay. And that's the thing about football, right? We know it's a contact sport. We know that there's going to be injuries in football, right? And the one great thing about football and injuries in the last, again, 10 years or so that I've noticed is the way that coaches are coaching now. It's completely different coaching than it was years ago. There's far less injuries. Of course, I know parents are listening right now. Parents are watching, football game. They're concerned about their son getting injured, right? But I tell you, the rate of injury in football has gone down so much in the last 5-10 years, simply because coaches are just coaching it differently, right? You're coaching tackling differently. You're coaching blocking differently. The game has completely changed, and it's become much safer. And it's become safer because BC Pacific Football Association, all of our associations, high school football, are doing a great job of training coaches to coach differently, coach properly, and coach more safely.
And hit properly from the sounds of it, like you said. And there's a swing out to the right side. That is going to be a touchdown for the blue side.
There you go.
Beautiful play there. They add to their lead, number 89, with the score.
Wow, yeah, gosh, I wish we had we apologize again, folks, for not having those rosters, but I tell you, great job. Owen, look at there's his talent, just standing tall in the pocket and does a nice job of just delivering that ball. Beautiful trajectory on that football, perfect pass, maybe a little bit of a bust by the coverage there, it looked like, and, 89 doing an excellent job.
Looks like 10 there. The defensive back sort of got caught up in the coverage there, and 89 was able to find his way into some open space and then, of course, take it to the house for the score. So 12-0 now for the blue side. They'll try to get an extra point with what should be a 2-point conversion, but it's just going for one.
We're playing a little charades.
Yeah, there's some charades going on to the left. I keep hearing this.
I
keep hearing this ice cream truck, and it's calling me over there as well. Yeah, write it down. There you go. 6-6. Sorry, is the score. So we've got the wrong score on the.
It's tough to on the jumbotron. We got to correct that jumbotron up there. Well, let's see if we can make it 7-6 for whoever.
There we go. The guys in the truck figured it out.
Oh, he got a quick slant. Oh, is he going to go the other way? No, we're not going to go the other way with it. But hey.
Yeah, 6-6 now for the score there. So appreciate the help from
Coach Groves. Coach Groves here on our field correspondent here is doing a good job here since we're all on the field anyways. But hey, little go for that convert there, quick slant. Linebacker does a nice job of getting out to the flat. When you're running those slant routes now, wide guys, make sure you kind of widen your split a little bit, right? Give yourself a little bit more room. What happened there is that wide receiver had such a tight split, and he ran that slant and kind of right into linebacker country there, right?
Yep.
If he kind of widens the split a little bit, we can hit that slant before the linebacker gets in that drop. But nice job by the linebacker.
Get that next level, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to hit. Yeah, exactly. You know what you're talking about. There you go. Are you a defensive coordinator for some football teams?
Oh, we could try. Maybe I'll do that on the side. You know.
There you go.
I got enough jobs. Just give me another one.
Yeah.
6-6 here between the blue and the orange side. As blue side now trying to get themselves back on the board as they pitch it off to the running back. He's trying to get the edge. We can see a little bit of dragged him down a bit. That's 93 with the tackle there for the orange side.
Yeah, and all kidding aside, kind of, again, it's nice for a team to win or lose this football game, but that's kind of not what it's all about, right? It's all about it's a showcase, right? We want these kids to be able to showcase to university coaches. We want them to be able to showcase to junior football, right? And hey, you know what? There's nothing. Junior football obviously is so strong in British Columbia. We got, of course, the Victoria Rebels. Of course, we've got the VI Raiders. We've got the Langley Rams. We've got Chilliwack. We've got Okanagan. We got Kamloops. Next year, we got the Prince George Kodiaks.
I love that
joining
name.
The crowd, eh? Isn't
love
that
name.
It's a bear of an. Oh, okay. No,
you tried.
That was your line.
Oh, we got another fumble. 22 loses the pigskin, and 15 scoops it up. Wow. Yeah. Another turnover here as the orange side is able to get the football back.
There's that pursuit again.
Yeah.
And again, just punching. See, there we go with our running back. See, he's in trouble there. One hand, if we get two hands on the ball there.
That's exactly what you just talked about right there.
Two in trouble. He had the ball. Nice job of getting the ball in his outside arm. But again, if anybody, you're getting close to that, especially when you cut back inside, right? Because you're cutting back into linebackers, right? And those guys are pretty ferocious, right? And they're ball hunting in there, right? You cut back inside. You've got to make sure you protect that football, right?
And you got to be careful, too, when you're going arm to arm as well. If you're swinging it over, boy, you're going to get in trouble with that one there. So 6-6 here. We got a little bit of pause in the action. We'll come back right here on Sports Canada TV. The Orange-Blue U18 BC Provincial Football Association Orange versus Blue game. That's what he was trying to tell me. I was confused.
then the other guys, the OC, the other team, they both got one each, and in between they got both defenses in orange. So they switch it to order. Not exactly. We called it orange against blue, but it's not really.
They had multiple turnovers in a row, and I thought I was in the twilight. Because when
Yeah. Anyway, that's what's happening.
I've got a solution. Let's put ice cream in.
Oh, we'll figure it out. You know what you do? Shirts the fan. Good. I thought you knew that.
No. The first game was 4 down. Next thing you know, the second game is 3 down.
And so, see the magic arm. He's the OC.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Ian with the yellow hat is OC.
Trent on one side, the other on the other side.
Patrick or Selma? You got like
No,
a
come back and say, hey guys.
It's okay. Only when people watch it, all people here are watching over the other.
Unless you do like literally just spot. Half us away.
All of a sudden, I'm like, he's like, blue is always on hockey. Yes, they are. Orange guys are, yes, they are all over the ball. They'll hold. So yeah, they had to split them like that for practice. By the way, all the jerseys are reversed. Both sides. So, well, we gotta have all the offense.
Are we at the half?
Yeah, it's the half. So basically, they just call it team line. No arbitrary. And then all offensive blue, team 1, team 2, all defensive orange, team 1, team 2, all weak. We'll see if he can explain. Yeah. So, at the beginning, what they did is they took all the DBs going on back. There were times I thought, like, the blue had the ball and scored, and then had I don't know if they did. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wasn't watching. I mean, and I didn't watch them practice because I'm watching my kid. Prep check should have known.
Well, Jay would know. He would know in the last year.
You see now, whereas you got one set of coaches with one set of teams, the other set of coaches, that'll do this, that'll do that. Stop. So what's your number? I told your number. I don't know if I'm going to add a number or. I phoned you and that never. And I got a few other Windsor kids who are on both sides of the ball, so I've been watching them.
So it wasn't like that last week. No, it wasn't like that. Okay, good.
No.
Thank God.
No, we had our field correspondent.
just by position, so they're like, these guys are calling their like, I'm wearing and although they put it in position, it's really hard to find. Oh yeah. We're better off just going 1 through. So I was in the stadium there going, catch made by. Because that's a Sinclair and that yellow hat is you see him that on. Yeah. That squad, they split them up.
better now that I got to sit down and rest a little bit.
Kind of got
How are
to
you
adjust
doing?
yourself because I keep just staying on this end again, right? Oh, not bad.
Yeah, you're red. Next red. This
just
side.
this half
This
too.
side, yeah, it is.
What?
Even your arm too. That side's red, but that side's okay.
Oh, yeah, right. The back of the knee.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Why is he getting this and not?
Yeah, like I was out in the sun and I burnt like a patch on my back, and I was like, I know this is the spot I can't reach with the low sunscreen, but that was ridiculous that it was just that patch, and then I got like 2 patches here. It's weird.
I am.
Well, after this, you won't be burnt.
True.
I got burnt that beginning. Now I'm protected.
It's supposed to rain today.
No, there's a small chance it was going to rain.
I didn't know the border was right there. One is still working.
Had this, the zoom, it's zooming up on its own a bit. You ever had that? Have you had that happen?
It's mostly when I try holding this steady position, it'll start jumping after.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Cloverdale Athletic Field here. This is the U18 BC Provincial Football Association orange versus blue game. And I say that with a question mark, Jay, because we've been filled in a little bit, and some of our audience is wondering what the heck's going on here, so we can explain it to you because we've kind of been filled in ourselves. So the blue teams on both sides are your offensive teams. The orange teams on both sides will be playing defense, and the way that you can sort of distinguish who is who here is just take a look at the coaching staffs, Jay, who I'm sure you're familiar with some of the guys out there. That'll determine which team is which, but it's blue and orange sort of mix between both. It's 6-6 right now between both sides here as we start off the second half.
Exactly. You know what? Hey, we're just seeing some football, right?
Yeah.
Is that the main thing right
Yep.
now? And we're seeing a showcase of the best talent in British Columbia at the U18 level.
And we apologize for the last names as well. Had an issue with the rosters, so we're just trying to do the best we can here. But I'll tell you what, these kids are doing the best they can on the field right now as well. And we're seeing some fantastic footballs. We have a run play there that gets broken up by the orange side defense. And not only have we seen some good offense so far, but I think the star of the show, at least in the first half, was the play of the defense, because we saw some turnovers as well, and we only saw 6 points per side go on the board.
Yeah, no question. And you know what? These, hey, I know some of the defensive coordinators out there, Coach Lieberman, Coach Burt, and those guys are fantastic coaches. And the one thing that they do, coach, is making sure those guys swarm around the football, and that's what they're doing today.
2nd and 10 here now in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, goes to the wide side. Number 12 picks it up. He's got some real estate. He's holding on to the ball. And able to make the tackle there is number 17 on the orange side, but a big pick up there as they move the chains.
Absolutely. And, hey, you know what? What a great call there.
Yeah.
Great call by offensive coordinator and Guy Lemieux. I see Guy Lemieux, one of my ex-teammates from SFU, in there making some of the calls. And a play-action pass. Like, we haven't seen very much play-action pass. And why not? And that's exactly what they ran there. A little fake-off tackle play. Threw the ball to the right flat. Linebacker, defensive back bid up a little bit. And number 12, Jake Schlechter from Kelowna Secondary School, who's really had an outstanding game. Jake has done a fantastic job of getting the ball and getting upfield, and another example of him using his athleticism there to get a first down for blue team.
Yeah.
Blue A.
Blue A. We'll call them Blue A. Good call there as Orange B is in pursuit now. And it looks like he might have picked up a couple of yards there. That's Quinn, under center for the Blue A team. Picked up a couple of yards there, but some positive defense there from the Orange B side.
Yeah, exactly. But, a good job of Quinn to come back and, get back in the pocket and look downfield. Doesn't like what he has to see. So, again, scrambling instead of, coming up with a 2nd and 14 situation after a sack. He gets some positive yards, picks up 6 yards, and, brings up a 2nd and 4 situation. A lot better, certainly, than a 2nd and 12 situation.
Absolutely. 2nd and 4, as Jay just mentioned there. Still out of the shotgun, and I want to ask you about that shotgun formation in just a moment. We'll see after this play here as they run. I was going to say fake the handoff, but they hand it off to 27, goes up the middle, picks up a couple of yards as well. But seeing a lot of shotgun here, Jay. What's the school of thought behind that?
Well, you know what? It's kind of a mixed bag for, and you will see a lot of NFL teams, of course, coming back to getting under center and dropping back from center. But the quarterback has lots of depth, so he's 5 yards deep usually, and doesn't have to get a lot of depth. He can take the ball from center, take one step and get the ball away quickly. So it certainly helps the quarterback get the ball away a little bit quicker. And in that situation, again, getting the ball away quicker is going to be helpful. But under the center, the quarterback certainly has a chance to still kind of have vision downfield.
Sure. On the defensive side, too, you'd think, though, that they might defensively be able to get a bit of an advantage of it because they kind of play into the fact that they know that the shotgun's always going to be there, maybe blitz a little bit more. Haven't seen it as much as he tries to get the edge there, but 17 with a nice tackle, able to bring him out of bounds.
Right. Hey, you know what? We talked about the fact that there's so many fans here watching, and there's a lot of celebrities here. There's a lot a lot of VIPs around today. And Tyler McLaren, of course, and the commissioner. Is it commissioner or president? The president. Do we have to bow to commissioners or president? Or is that, and it was nice of him to bring us a nice cold drink here today. And he's usually Mr. Hospitality. There you go. There he is. But lots of great things happening. Exactly. Lots of great things happening in junior football. You guys are excited to get on the field and play football again. And when is the first game? August 28th. Boy, we're not too far. So when are camps opening?
First week of August.
Right. And what's the big news from up north? Right, the Kodiaks.
I love that name. Love that name, the Kodiaks.
We are excited. And the Canadian Championship this year will be where this year? Okay. And you as the commissioner, the president, of course, are just looking at the dollar signs for getting a whole football team to Ontario, right? Exactly. Right. So you'll play and where would the Canadian semis be this year then? Whoever wins so BC hosts the Canadian semis, and then what do we call the championship? The Canadian Bowl.
That's right, the Canadian Bowl.
Make it simple,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you going to take your VIP announcers to the Canadian Bowl this year and wine and dine?
There we go. I'm liking this already.
Huh? Right. I heard the best thing. Oh, really? Oh, I heard the best thing about those Canadian championships are the hospitality suites. Is that right? Well, that's you're good at that, Mr. McLaren. I know that. So thanks for visiting today.
Good to see you guys. Welcome back to all the football people. It's great to see you back.
We got our VIPs here in the control panel here, of course, too, that are always working hard for us. So a little bit limited today. We're on field level, as you can see, and we've got no rosters, and we're just. We're a challenge.
Hey,
right?
it's
football. I got my pro right
Love
here.
football.
I got the pro. The pro guy carrying his back is getting sore from carrying me a little bit today. So it's right on.
And many thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Many thanks to the good folks here at Sports Canada TV for putting the production on today. Seen some good football. Now that we've got it sort of figured out here in the U18 game, I know some of you watching probably going, what the heck are these guys talking about? Well, the blue teams are the offense. They both have a mix of blue and orange per side. So we'll call them blue A, blue B, I guess you could say, on offense, and then vice versa for the defenses on the orange side, as well as we see a breakup in the play there. So that'll be a turnover on downs, and the blue B team will come out as the score is all knotted up at 6 apiece.
Yeah, and isn't it great to see Tyler McLaren and talking about junior football?
Yeah.
Junior football, of course, the BC Lions will be back in action, right? And we're still waiting to see what's going to happen as far as how many people can attend BC Lions football games, right? And how many people you can have in the stands. But, junior football, right? And, hey, I had a chance, years ago when I finished at SFU, I had a tryout with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I didn't make it. I came back, and I had 1 year of junior football, and I got a chance to play in way back in the early 80s. I won't even say the year, right? Before you guys were even born, right?
Well, maybe not me.
And it was the Vancouver Marilomas. So there's a name blast from the past, right? And the orange reminds me of the Marilomas, the black and orange from the Vancouver Marilomas, right? So I had a chance to play, but it's a great opportunity for a lot of these players will play junior football, right? And they'll have the opportunity to, compete at a very high level. We mentioned the names of the teams in British Columbia, of course, and you can play a year of junior football. The rule is you can play 2 years of junior football, and then basically your clock starts ticking, right? So you have 7 years of football after you graduate from high school. So
and we see a lot of players take that route as well. Yeah. As he keeps it himself, and we got the ball out once again. The blue B team coughing up the pigskin, the orange A team picking it up. That's another turnover, and what is that, 4 now I think we've seen over the last couple of quarters, and they just keep piling up here. Big number 71 forced that ball out as he whipped around the quarterback, and they're able to pick it up there. So we've got a turnover now. Let's see if we have laundry on the field. Did I miss something here? No,
I think the referees are just kind of figuring out what's going on here, right? And it looks like it is a turnover, but one of the big guys I see out there on the defensive side of the ball is number 98, as we're waiting for the call here, Andrew.
I don't know if they turned it over, though. I can't see it looks like it's the same offense out there. No, no turnover.
Looking for looking for some direction from our field correspondent, Joe Groves here.
I gotcha. They want him to play it out. So again, this is a little bit different game here.
The commissioner had to step in, and take charge there. And okay, so here, what do we have now? We got 2nd and 6 to go. 2nd and 7. I know it's tough for you to see, Andrew, through all these the sold-out crowd here at
capacity crowd here. Loving it.
Cloverdale Park here. It's just we'll see what happens.
Football on a sunny July afternoon, and of course, as you mentioned, the BC Lions coming back. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting out to BC Place. I know a whole bunch of football fans are going to be wanting to get in there as we see the play go to the right with the pass. Big pickup there again, but every single time somebody gets the ball, they're getting swarmed by the orange defense, whether it's the A team or the B team.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, good job by Jovan Sangar to stand in there in the pocket and deliver that pass on the curl route, and it looks like it's just going to be really, really close to the first down. So another kind of coaching point for the receivers there on that particular play. Second and 6. Make sure if you're running like a curl route, don't run your curl route at 5 yards or 6 yards. Run your curl route at 7, 8. Make sure you have that extra yard to pick up that first down and advance the change. So good job by Jovan to stand in there, get a good pass in there, and let's see if this blue B team can keep her rolling.
Some point.
Under center now, takes it from the shotgun, rolls to his left, throws against his body, and again, another good defensive play. 18 on Orange A with the breakup, and he's got a little celly going on. He's feeling himself right now, and he should be.
Absolutely. Hey, why not get excited? And we tell our kids all the time, you got to get excited about this. And, one player that's out there that is definitely a force is number 98, Aiden Domino, who is a great football player for the Notre Dame Jugglers, defensive end, 6'5", 235 pounds. And Aiden's also a quarterback. I've had a good fortune of being able to work with him as a quarterback.
That big number 98.
That's big number 98.
That's a quarterback?
You should see him throw the ball. But he's a great defensive end, and I tell you, here's one really fantastic thing about our program. He was part of our academy, and Richard White, our head coach, has made calls to down to the States, University of Montana. Richard White's son, Keelan White, who was an outstanding player for the Handsworth Royals, is on scholarship for University of Montana Grizzlies. And so Coach knows as a connection down there.
Pass play over the middle, almost picked off. 15 from Orange A. He was looking to take that one in. Thought we had another turnover. We'll see it here in the replay.
There's a nice job. And, hey, what a great position that is to play free safety in the Canadian game, to stand back there and read the quarterback's eyes. And
like a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a tough route to defend when you've got double seams coming at you. You've got slot backs on both sides of the field coming directly up the field at you as a safety. That's a very, very difficult play. So, anyways, with Aiden Domino, we've made some phone calls. All the universities in Canada are after this kid. I mean, again, look at his size, look at his strength. And there's an example of what we try to do for these young men. Richard Coach White, is caring. He's saying, hey, Aiden, we're going to try to get you connected with some of these schools. David Benefield was in our academy as well, and he's trying to, he's got some connections down in the States as well. So kind of an exciting time for some of these young men, and the players like Aiden, might just get a shot to play at a really high level.
Blue B there with the pass, and broken up quickly.
By Aiden Domino.
Guess who was there?
Yeah, exactly.
The domino coming in.
Yeah, the domino effect. There you go.
There you go. Well done.
Hey, you know what?
Who's the pro here? This guy.
Just winging it here, right?
Turnover on downs on that one.
Winging it with Wadden, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, story of my life.
So, hey, there's an example of a smart football player, right? What's one of the most successful plays that the team has been running all day is to hit that back out of the backfield on a little swing, right? So Aiden, as he comes up, he knows he's not going to make the sack from the defensive end position. Yeah. He sees that back coming out, so he kind of just slow plays it, gets his hands up, and totally distracts the play. So if that back had caught the ball, Aiden certainly would have made that tackle, and it would have been a loss. So, there's an example of not only a great athlete, but also a smart athlete, right?
Yeah. You can have all the tools in terms of being an athlete, but if you don't have the mental game, you tend to suffer a little bit. Says blue A comes out, orange B takes the field, and we got a sack right off the hop, and that's big number 93. He's a force to be reckoned with as well.
He really is, and you know what? Again, I know that we don't know these guys' names necessarily because we don't have a roster. Again, we apologize, but you know what? There's a lot of university coaches out there, and there's a lot of guys out here that know, that are getting to know these kids because, boy, I tell you, these guys are going to start. The phone is going to start to ring. They're going to start to get messages from coaches and so on, and it's going to certainly be it's an exciting time for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, just the difference between the sizes as you go U14, U16. I was surprised at how big the U14s were, how big the U16s, then come out to see the U18s, and just the level of football as well has been super high between all of them. But these U18 players are putting on a show here.
Yeah, it's a big difference, isn't it?
Absolutely. He drops back now, 25, scramble, and he's got 52 all up in his grill. He's just got to throw it away. So nothing doing here so far for the Blue A team. We see some laundry on the field. I know Jay's calling for it.
Well, it should be a flag. The referees are talking right now because that side judge is pointing this way, meaning that we won't start talking about the referees today, right? But what happened?
Jay protecting the quarterbacks again.
Exactly. Well,
so predictable.
Another lesson for quarterbacks is when a quarterback is throwing the ball away, the lesson should be when you're throwing the ball away, throw it across the line of scrimmage. And that shouldn't be intentional grounding. So the side judge was kind of pointing this way, meaning the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Gotcha.
Probably could have had a grounding call, but referees kind of just decided to
let that one slide.
Maybe Commissioner Philpott stepped in and said, "Let's just play."
Shotgun formation. The back runs it out. They try to go with the sweep play there, and he's not able to make it.
As I spill my Slurpee all over the hardware here.
A little bit of an issue in the booth here. We got it sorted.
Exactly. We hope so anyways.
Slurpee down. You don't want to have the Slurpee down. Boy, on a day like today, that's a good choice there, Jay, as well. You went. Not only did you go Slurpee, you went with the mega size as well.
I went with the mega size Mountain Dew with a little grape in there.
Oh, wow. I saw you a little touch of water in there. Maybe take down the sugar a little bit. That a boy.
Yeah, exactly.
That a boy.
First Slurpee, first and last Slurpee in the next 5 years.
Did you get the head rush? Did you?
I didn't
no?
get a brain
You were able
freeze
to
yet.
avoid
No,
that.
I
All right.
was able to. I was surprised because I said to myself, I am not going to get a brain freeze here today. That's just not going to help, and that's going to just be way too
I'll tell you what, our brain was freezing there in the first half of this,
Oh,
as we were
my
trying
goodness.
to figure out exactly
Boy.
what was going on here. And
Yeah.
if you are just tuning in, both sides are orange and blue. So you'll see the defensive side players playing in orange, the blue on offense. This is blue A, we're calling them right now. And nice play there, a big scramble from the quarterback, able to get it off. Looked like he had nowhere to go, and he able to hit the receiver. Let's see if that's enough for a first down. It was 1st and 10 on the play, but there's some laundry on the field. We'll have to see what this is all about now as we see the replay there.
Yeah, and you know what? Really, we talk to the referees, of course, before these games, and we say, hey, this is the first game these kids have really played in.
Yeah.
In
a while, I bet.
Basically
Yeah.
almost 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what? There's going to be mistakes, right? There's, thank goodness there's no shot clock right now. They're not looking at, 20 seconds to get the ball into play. They're, being a little more lenient that way, right? And, the one thing that I've noticed with all week with the U14s, U16s, and of course these guys here is, you know what? These guys, there's not a lot of chippiness out here.
No,
right?
they're playing. They're and if a guy makes a big play, does a little selly, nobody seems to, just move on. No, it's great.
They're good. It's good, solid football. And, usually with a physical sport, guys going against each other, usually there's, some tussles once in a while.
Yeah, the emotions can run high, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's part of it, right? But it's good to see these guys are – and you know what that really is? We got a nice cross.
Oh, nice there. And he's looking like, that's going to be some positive yardage. Taking it to the house. Beautiful play there. Number 7 with the juke and the jangle all the way into the end zone for 6.
Wow, look at that. That's just a nice little crosser. And that young man from North Surrey, looks like North Surrey Bears. Good representation there. Excellent job. A nice little cutting in and out. Good job on the crossing route. And hey, boy, that's an excellent call. Jose as the coach there, and Guy Lemieux as the coach in there, doing a great job of calling little crossing routes. And boy, I tell you, that's a great call against a blitzing defense. It's a good call against a man-to-man defense. An excellent job by number 7 of getting the ball up the field and obviously into the end zone. So we won't mention. Oh, you could try to mention the score if you want, because
It's 12. It's 12-6 somebody right now.
Exactly. We'll just leave it at 12-6. Huh? There you go.
I'll tell you what. If there is a score, it's usually by the blue side, but that's because both teams are playing blue on offense.
Right. Hey, let's see if these guys can punch it in a little 2-point convert. They came out with a slant last one. Let's see if they stick with a slant route here.
Man in motion there as they swing it out. He keeps it, and he's into the end zone. So what would be a 2-point is a single point, and that's Quinn, the quarterback, with the score. So 13-6 right now. I believe it's the blue and orange A team up on top of the B team.
Just a little RPO action, a little play action pass, and Quinn didn't like what he saw. So again, we broke contain and got a job to get in the end zone. Nice job of being patient, not forcing the ball in there on the slant route, and did an excellent job of getting the ball to the outside. And first convert of the game. That was nice to see. And again, it's difficult sometimes to, when you haven't got your goal line offense in, to when you get down close, especially since against a lot of the defense, you'll see a lot of blitzing defenses, and sometimes it's really difficult to to get some plays that work when you're down on the goal line. It's a lot different being on the 5-yard line than it is, being on the 40-yard line as far as your play call is concerned.
So the blue side will take over again. And as I mentioned, both sides blue on offense, both sides orange on defense. So we get another look there at big number 98, Domino. And boy, I'll tell you what, he has got the next level type physique.
Yeah, how would you like to get chased down by him?
Yeah, no thank you.
I tell you, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Boy, and just, and one thing I know about Aiden, too, is he's a very, very good student. I talk to him about his marks all the time. pre-calc, physics 11, physics 12, chemistry 12. So
scramble play there. Thought his man was behind him. End up getting ahead of him there. We got a little bit of a scuffle here between 84 and 22, but the cooler heads prevail.
Yeah. Again, that's going to happen, right? You got, those wide receivers, those receivers and those DBs are out in an island sometimes, right? And, that's one thing about being a receiver that coaches, especially at the next level, really watch for. Of course, they want to see how fast the receiver is, how well he catches the ball, how well he runs with the football, but they also want to see how well he blocks, right? If you are going to be lazy on run plays, then, hey, you know what? You're not going to get recruited, right?
Yeah.
So you got to work hard, and receivers blocking downfield often result in the big play.
2nd and 8 here. Again, out of the shotgun. Low snap. Throws it out to the left side. And again, the Orange defense just swarming there. Not much happening. Maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half on that play.
Yeah, very impressive. And, that's one of the plays that, one of the drills that defensive coaches will run. And I know that Coach Lieberman, long time assistant, he coached at UBC, Blake Neal's first year when UBC won the Vanier Cup. Jordan was part of the defensive staff there. And, one of the drills that I know they'll run is just a pursuit drill, get the ball out to the flat, and they'll just make sure every player, 12 players, get to that football.
So here we are, 3rd, and looks to be about 9, so maybe a little bit of a loss on the play there. Again, out of the shotgun, looking to go deep. If he can get this, it'll be a first down, but he can't. Overthrows the receiver, and we're going to have a turnover on downs.
Yeah, just a tight window in there. Boy, I tell you, that was a good throw in there. And just the timing, again, especially, you have an inside receiver running a little corner route like that. That route is a tough route to time out even after months and months and years of preparation and years of completing that pass. And, boy, I tell you, to get that throw that ball in that tight window is a really, really difficult challenge. So, again, good defense, good zone defense. Again, you can tell that these defensive backs have really been coached well, and that there's just not a lot of room out there for those offensive players to make plays. It seems like the big plays have been, the quick passes, right? And get the ball out to some of your playmakers quickly, right? Let's see if this team, the Blue B team, whatever we want to call it, comes back and gets the ball out quickly and gets the ball into their playmakers' hands so they can do some damage against this defense.
Hey, we were talking about levels. It seems to be that first level is impenetrable right now for both teams. That Orange side defense on both the A and B team, not giving up that space whatsoever. Got to get to that second level, look to maybe run some slants, use your athleticism a little bit, as we saw in that last score, as well as, again, out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 in the backfield, pulls back, pulls it over the middle. That's just a tough throw right there. That is going to get picked all day, every day, at 15 with the pick for the Orange A team.
Yeah, just, again, when you throw the ball over the middle like that, you better make sure that it's an accurate throw. And I think what happened there is the slot back actually fell down on that particular play. So the intended receiver.
There it is there. Yep.
It's fallen down. Number 88, unfortunately, it fallen down. And so, you know what? Sometimes it looks bad for the quarterback and it looked bad for Quinn there making that throw. But, boy, I tell you, when you have a situation where you're, again, another little turf monster hitting it again, right? And that slot
Well, what
back.
about this turf, though, Jay? Like, it's a little slippery. Like, does footwear come into play here, especially with the heat?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of these guys obviously have the nice kind of turf cleats, right? But sometimes maybe even just wearing a good pair of running shoes, right? If you get a good pair of running shoes on a dry surface like this, that might be the best footwear to wear, right? So it's difficult. I mean, you can't complain. It's obviously beautiful new turf here at Cloverdale Athletic Park, and it is a little bit sticky. It's certainly better than the worn down, real hard stuff, though.
So the Blue A offense now comes back on the field. They run it up the gut, and nothing doing there.
Yeah, that's tough. And again, Windsor Duke's product. Jacob Groves left the middle play, just trying to get some positive yardage. But you know what? That defensive line, I tell you, they are some strong players. Not necessarily the biggest guys in there, but I tell you, one thing that is impressing me today is the technique of some of the defensive players today. So talked a lot about obviously how the defense is excelling, and you can certainly see that these defensive linemen have had some excellent coaches in the community, high school, and they're doing a great job.
So second down, still 10 to go, looking deep. He's got a man there, and he makes the catch. Excellent catch there. Going to move the sticks on the far sideline, trying to get you a number there. That's 75 with the catch. Beautiful play as the blue A team able to move the chains.
Yeah, nice job by Joven, just standing in the pocket and showing his nice delivery on that corner route. Looks like Tomo out there from the West Vancouver Highlanders, a fine football player from West Vancouver. Tomo I've had an opportunity to work with a little bit over the years, and again, nice, excellent corner route. Joven standing in there, good coverage though, and you know what? That's just a good football player, right? And hey, I tell you, tough to beat that when you have a throw that's on the money like that. Great route by Tomo, great throw by Joven.
Great shot there of the line. Kind of see the heat coming off the turf as they go with the end around, and that's 75 again, same player.
Yeah, get that ball to Tomo, and you know what, the kind of fly sweep, the jet sweep there is, I'm kind of honestly mixed about that particular play, right? It either seems to go for huge yardage, or you kind of almost lose yardage. And the one thing about the jet sweep, if you don't get the edge right away, in the Canadian game, these defenders are so fast, they rally so quickly to the football that sometimes it's really difficult to get. We all know in football we want to be able to run north and south, right? But hey, when we're running laterally like that, the defenders are usually able to pursue and make the play.
And you start going east, next thing you know, you're going south, and things get really messy in a hurry for you. So you want to keep going north here, but we'll see what they can do here. It's second, 10 to go. Out of the shotgun once again, and he's going to – beautiful play there by Domino. As the dominoes fall there, he's able to break up the play, and that's going to make it third down.
Yeah, nice job by Joven of reading the pocket presence, stepping up in the pocket. But there we are. There's the big man there, and boy, I tell you, it's tough to throw over a kid that's 6'5", and with his extended arms like that, boy, he's up and over 7. He looks like he could certainly be a good basketball player as well out there, right? Speaking of basketball players, we look at Leanne Evans there on the keyboard, doing a great job, as usual. Joel as well back there, and we got our cameraman up there working hard. Those are the guys that are really in the heat, way up above us here, and Gallant and Jacob and Mike on the cameras up there. And
absolutely,
those guys are. We think our job is kind of tough, right? But those guys are even tougher. Is this the end of the quarter, or is this kicking time, or?
Oh, we got a shout out.
Quarter time?
I believe it's the end of the quarter here, or they're switching it over there. So we have a turnover there on downs.
Yeah, so as you say, without the kicking game, of course, we're going to say, hey, let's advance the ball 30 yards down the field, turn it around, and let's go the other way. So,
a bit of a different game here, but I mean, it's good for these guys, right? And that's what they want. Like you said, you want to try to get as many reps, different situations in for them. I'll be honest with you. I kind of like the game without the kicking. It's a little interesting.
Absolutely. And talk about the timing. And we only have 4 days to put in an entire offense and defense.
Yeah.
But gosh, putting in special teams, that's a whole other story, right?
We got the pass out to the right side there. It's picked up some positive yards. He's still going, and he's got a man down there. See if he can get himself a fresh set of downs. Don't know if he went far enough. 5 or 6, maybe even 7 yards there. Second down.
Just a little bubble screen out there, so they got a little trips formation to the right-hand side, and just get the ball out to the slot back and have those other two receivers doing a good job of blocking. We talked about the importance of receivers blocking downfield, making sure that they, maintain that block. And that's just all heart and desire, is to maintain that block. That's got to be a 3 to 4 second block, which is not easy, but I tell you, you make that block, and that's going to spring that receiver for a big gain.
So second and a couple here for the blue B team as they swing it out, and that one just a little underthrown. But I'll tell you what, if he was able to pick it up, that was definitely going to move the chains.
Yeah, and that's all, again, about footwork for your quarterback, right? And, You know, we stress the fundamentals always at all positions, but, you know, that quarterback position, if your feet are not set, if your feet are not right, then, you know, you're not going to make a good throw, right? And it doesn't matter if you're Tom Brady or Drew Brees or Travis Lulay or Bo Levi Mitchell or, you know, Mike Riley, right? If your feet are not right as a quarterback, then, hey, you're not going to make the proper throw. You know, you're going to get away with once in a while, you're going to get away with a throw, but, hey, for the most part, you know what? Your fundamentals got to be set and your feet got to be set.
So on a play like that, when you break down that film, because it looked like he saw that man and was like, oh, I got to get it to him right away. But so how do you teach him there to be a little bit more patient?
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of just getting your feet turned around, right? And he was just a little bit too open on that, and you know, as he threw the ball, obviously threw the ball into the ground instead of just, you know, getting his whole body kind of turned and facing his receiver and trying to line up.
But when you see that guy there, you just want to go, right?
Exactly. And sometimes what you have to do is, that's exactly right, Andrew, is you know, what you have to do as a quarterback is your brain has to match, your feet have to match your brain, right? So sometimes, especially as, you know, if you're looking at a receiver and he's not open, and all of a sudden you come into a receiver on the other side of the field, a lot of times the quarterbacks are seeing that with their eyes and reading it with their mind and brain, but they're not bringing their body with them to make that throw to that side. And they're kind of, whether they're throwing across their body or throwing, you know, with an open kind of formation with their body kind of thing, right? So just got to make sure your feet are set. Receiver's not open. Bring your whole body and make sure your feet are pointing in the direction of your throw.
So important.
Little quarterback camp.
No, I love that. I love that stuff. And you know, and that's the film work too, right? That's where you go back, you look at it, and there's another pass that is on the money there. Good tackle to negate the score, but a beautiful pick, a big chunk of change there. I believe that's number 25 with the catch there. And as we're taking a look at the replay, beautiful catch, and right there, nice tackle.
Yeah, nice job by that. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was number 25. There's Rohan Reed. So, you know, Rohan is you know, a great football player. I've had a chance to kind of see him grow up from the Reed family. So there's Angus Reed's nephew, Rohan Reed. Dad Malcolm, I coached basketball. Can you believe that?
Wow, there you
College,
go,
like many
I won't hold
ago.
The Van College against you, but okay.
All the way down from beautiful Vernon. The Reed family is, of course, a great football family, and Rohan's going to carry that tradition.
Oh, we got some laundry on the field here. I think it's going to negate the score. We'll see here. And by the way, shout out Angus Reed.
Yeah, Angus is just, wow, what a fantastic. But the other brothers, of course, Mark Reed, he played in the CFL. Bruce Reed played in the CFL. Fantastic football family, and I was able to work with those guys growing up when I taught them in high school many years ago. What do we have here, Andrew? We got a little...
see if we can get the replay here.
Yeah, and again, you know what? Anytime you're going to have an outside run play on that jet sweep, something like that, let's get the call here.
It's holding, and it's coming back.
Yeah. Anytime you're going to get an outside play, a jet sweep, a toss, that referee, that side judge is just right away. All he's doing is focusing, and he's looking right away at that.
Here's the replay here.
There you go.
See if we can pick up the hold there. Yeah,
maybe a little bit there, but you know what? Hey, just the littlest. I mean, sometimes it's just that extra effort is too much effort, if that makes sense. You know, just to keep your hands, and that's a good lesson for receivers when you're blocking. Hands inside, and making sure you're not cracking back. I mean, that happens in football, is the old crack back block, and that's one thing that the referees are really watching for. If you can't see the front numbers of a player, then do not block him.
Trying to get the down here. Looks like we're at third.
What is it? What's the down distance here?
3rd and 10 from the looks of it.
No,
third and
big.
no,
third
more
and
than that. Third and
Look for a big. He's going to throw it up. There it is. Oh, and wide open. Wow.
And we got another touchdown there. Boy, broken coverage on that one. That's 25 for the score again. So puts another 6 on the board.
There you go. Rowan Reed from the Vernon Panthers. Wow, outstanding program up there in Vernon. They've had lots of success over the last few years. Lots of players have gone on to play university football from the Vernon Panther program. And gosh, that looked easy there, didn't it? A little bit of a coverage
too
blow
easy,
maybe.
Yeah.
And we had a good patience, good job by Owen in there at quarterback. And hey, there's another touchdown, right? So it's starting to open up a little bit, and let's see if that offense can kind of keep rolling there. Good call by Coach Ian Sinclair.
6 points for the Blue A team. They put another 6 on the board, and that's a bad snap. Blown play here. Let's see if anything can come of this.
They're going to stay with it.
He's going with it, yeah.
The ref had to get out of the way.
And a bit of a broken play, as you can see there. And had nothing doing in that one, so they'll take the 6. They'll move on.
Yeah, good job by Owen Sieben. Again, one of the top quarterbacks, of course, in this camp, and you look at Owen, good-looking athlete, right? He's certainly grown over the years, and 6'2", 6'3". One thing I noticed about Owen, why he's so successful as a football player, as a quarterback, is his posture is really good. He doesn't, even though he's a taller kid, he gets shoulders back, his chin is up, he stands tall in the pocket. You hear that all the time, right? But that's something that Owen certainly is doing as a quarterback. And again, Terry Fox Ravens are going to have a really outstanding team coming up with Owen as a quarterback, and it's going to be exciting. Hey, it's going to be exciting to see football, right? We got BC Junior BC Lions coming back, right? We've got BC Junior football. We've got high school football. We've got great community football. So, you know what? There's going to be a great opportunity for kids to get out and play some football.
The Blue B offense comes out now. He drops back, looking deep, and he's got a man, but a great play there by number 2 to break it up on the Orange A defense. And I thought he was gone there. That ball seemed to hang up. Maybe we got caught in the wind a little bit. We'll have to take a look here on the replay. Takes a hit on the play, but
Quinn was just trying to get the ball away quickly. But again, you said it, nice job. And you can see a few of those silver helmets out there, the mighty Raider helmets that those are players from the Comox Valley, so they play up in Comox, and Jay Daniels and some of the folks up there have done an outstanding job of kind of keeping football going up there, and so there's a lot of talent up there. I've had the opportunity over the years to get up to Comox and Campbell River and Courtney area and run some football camps, and boy, I tell you, you know what? There's some really talented football players up in that area of the province. And
well, they're growing big up there.
They're growing big, and we just hope that they have the opportunity to, continue to showcase their talents.
Let's see if the Blue B offense here can try to move those sticks as they hand it off to 27. But yeah, it's like I said, there just doesn't seem to be any forgiveness anywhere around the line of scrimmage on both sides of the Orange defense, whether it's Orange A or Orange B.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that, as the offensive lineman, right, it gets, as you progress into a game like this, a game goes into the, well into the second half, you can certainly see that fatigue maybe comes in a little bit. Some of these big boys out there are maybe getting a little dehydrated. They probably lost a few pounds. They're probably, tired. Some of these guys are traveling from out of town. They're sleeping in strange beds and, practicing hard for 3 or 4 days. And maybe just the fatigue. I mean, just even standing here, you can see that you can certainly feel, I think it's getting hotter out here.
Oh, yeah, the temperature has definitely gone up since morning. More of an overcast morning, low 20s. We're starting to climb up. It's got to be at least 25, 26 degrees, even hotter on the field right now, especially when you're wearing all that equipment for these guys too. But, again, nothing doing there. As soon as they get around that line of scrimmage, it's just you might get 1, you might get 2, but you're going to get shut down in big 38 there with a nice tackle. Don't quite think it was for a loss or maybe a yard.
Gained a few yards, but then again, decision time, and you know what? When you get into these short yardage situations, sometimes it's difficult because, again, your short yardage package is kind of sometimes going to be nullified. So let's see if we get a little turnover on downs and we're going the other way with it.
Yeah.
Let's see if Ian continues to get that ball downfield. Last series, of course, had success at getting the ball downfield, hitting those kind of inside seam routes, that the slot backs kind of getting open, and certainly on their last touchdown they did a great job of getting the ball downfield and scoring on kind of an inside seam route for the inside receiver.
Love to give you the clock here, but we don't know what it is right now as well. It could be the 4th Q at this point, but We got 1 or 2 minutes left. Our truck is telling us right now. So, yeah, we are in the fourth queue, and we do apologize. We don't have a running clock on the score bug at all or any of the scores. But, again, Jay, this is not really what this is about at all.
Absolutely, and you're getting a chance. And, the one thing about, Andrew, about this camp, starting Wednesday, every single coach for the U14s, U16s, U18s had a clipboard. They had their position. So you had 2 or 3 coaches at every position.
Yeah.
And every single play, every kid was getting evaluated. Not just by one set of eyes, but by 3, 4 sets of eyes. So eyes were on these kids every single rep that they took. Every time they made a play, they had coaches on ranking them, and rating them, right? So we would have coaches meeting. Oh, a nice job, Joven, getting them. Oh.
Kind of stunned his receiver a little bit there.
The receiver was so surprised that ball came in there so tightly. Nice job by Joven getting the ball in that seam route. And gosh, that's one that our receiver would certainly like to have back. But nice job by Joven of putting the ball in there just before the safety and making a nice throw in there. But yeah, these guys are evaluated. So we rank. You might have 18 defensive backs here all week, right? We rank those guys every single practice, 1 to 18, right? And the next day, maybe number 5 jumped up, right? Maybe, the number 10 guy jumped up, right? Or maybe one kind of dropped back a little bit, right? So those were all things that, we evaluated. So parents, I hope, and the players obviously understand that, it wasn't just one play that you made or maybe one mistake you made or one great play that you made. It was a culmination of everything that you did.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing about this program, right? It's all eyes on, I know for me, I had 5 quarterbacks with my U16s, right? And all of them were talented. All of them were really good players. And I was like, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5A, 5B, 5C, 5C, and 5D, right? It's I don't know. And then a couple of kids, and you know how it is. Some kids shine in games, right? Some guys are gamers.
Pass play there, and we do have a reception. So tough for us to see across the field here. We're also at field level here, folks. So the shot you see is kind of the angle that we're getting, as well as we see the pass play there and a nice pickup, some positive yardage, and he's going to be liking that one. You can put that on the tape. He'll be liking that. He'll be rewinding that one a couple of times. Exactly. Old school.
Yeah, and you know what? These players now, it's great because they're going to get some great film from, Gallant and Jacob and Mike, our camera guys. They're doing a great job. And, this film is valuable, and it's another thing out there for coaches listening, parents listening, the players listening, right? You got to get some film, right? That's the first thing.
Especially over the last year, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, being the head coach at UBC, my first thing was, hey, what's the first thing I need? I need your transcript, right? I got to see what your marks are like.
And then the next thing is the video.
We got to see some film on you, right?
Yeah.
Those were the days of the old VHS. Send me your tape.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I got in the mail, I got the VHS tape.
Be kind, please rewind.
Yes,
yeah, remember that? Yeah,
right.
See, I'm not as young as you think I am.
But nowadays, of course, these kids all have a Huddle account, right?
Yes.
So a couple of little tips here, right? You have a Huddle account. You have a Twitter account. You have a
Instagram,
Gmail, and don't mess around. You don't need some stupid name for your Gmail account, Joe number 52 big boy or whatever, right? At gmail.com, right? You know what? Just professional, right? Even these guys should even have a LinkedIn account. They should have a Twitter account, right? And coaches look and see the Twitter account and, some of the things that these guys post, and they also see a lot of the negative things that people post too, right?
They see it all. And, they talk about, and they talked about when I was coming up in the broadcasting world, they talked about your social media imprint. And the imprint you leave, the same thing has to apply for these kids as well. And, if you're out there being a jackass on TikTok, as we see another play that goes into the end zone, that could go against you. But that play there, that is going to be positive tape. He's loving that. Another touchdown there. I want to say for the blue side, but it's always a touchdown for the blue side.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it a little easier for you, though, right? So a nice little wheel route. Again, Joven standing up there in the pocket. Great job by the offensive line protecting. Looks like a little wheel route, number 84 on an out-and-up route. And Joven delivering that ball. Lots of poise in the pocket. But, again, you know what? You got to give that offensive line credit, right? And I tell you, when you've got a guy like Ian Sinclair coaching the offense, you know that a lot of the emphasis will be on that offensive line, right? And
Now, we've seen a couple of times there some broken coverage, so I think these defensive back coaches are going to be pulling these guys aside and saying, like, hey, take a look at this, because we've seen now 2 to 3 scores that have kind of ended up the same way, where the receiver is able to get himself away from the defensive back there. So some things to definitely look at after this. And like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast here, this is a pretty important time for these kids. I mean, they want to make this team. They want to be able to showcase their athletic ability at the next level, and
absolutely,
we'll see what comes of it here as they try to go for the convert. Oh, it's tipped, but nice play there, but he's down on the turf. Not going to happen on that one. As we try to we're in the broadcast booth here. We got the coaches on the sidelines trying to bring in, we're trying to get the director in the photo there. There we go.
The important person.
Awesome.
Sorry
Good times here, and hey, listen, we are with the people, as they say here, right on the sidelines here at Cloverdale Athletic Field. A beautiful day for football, and it's been some great games. U14 game kicked it off earlier today. The U16 game that my partner Jay Prepchuk was a part of as well, and then the U18 game here today. Just a couple of minutes left in this, but to recap sort of what you've seen here today, Jay, I mean, you've got to walk away with this with a heck of a lot of positives.
Oh, absolutely. Number one, we're playing football. We're playing sports. We're out in the stands. We're able to hug each. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. We're out here. You know what? We don't have to wear masks. Some people don't wear masks, of course. But anyways, we're out here.
We're getting there. Is the point? We're getting there.
We're watching. We're watching. Young men play football.
Oh,
right?
There's a pass. It's under. Whoa. Yeah, that's going to have to be some laundry there. Oh, 44. He tried to sell it, but that's going to be pass interference there. Let's see if we can catch the replay on that one. Pretty blatant, and he's trying to plead his case, but I don't think the referees are going to want to hear that one. Oh, no, absolutely not.
No. Yeah, that definitely is. So, what we see, what do we see out here? We see young men playing football, right? That's number one thing.
Yeah.
We see a lot of talent, and as I mentioned earlier, we're seeing some. I really like the fact that we're seeing some great sportsmanship, right?
Yeah.
We're not seeing chippy football. We're not seeing. I don't think.
And there's definitely going to have to be some egos here. These guys are all good players, right?
Yeah, and there should be some egos too, right? But you know what? We're seeing some really good football, and we're seeing some classy football. And the players are respecting the game right now, right? They're respecting the game by not giving cheap shots, by not doing silly things, right? So you know what? That's probably the thing that I'm really impressed with, but obviously impressed with the level of talent that these guys are showing, especially after, I had a quarterback talk to me today that said, Coach, I'm just a little nervous about playing today, and how can I kind of ease myself a little bit, right? And I'm going, hey, man, we're all a little nervous, right? We haven't played a game in almost 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So you should be
as
nervous,
a coach,
right?
you're nervous right now.
We're nervous too, right? So you know what? It's like it's a challenge for all of us, man. Get out there, breathe, relax, and hey, have some fun, right?
It's a few minutes left in this one, and again, we don't have a score bug up for you, no time, anything like that. It's basically a glorified practice here between the two teams as we see a pass go up the middle. Big man picking it up there. That's number 88 with the catch. I like that play over the middle there, and that was that soft spot. They found it. They're able to get it in there, but again, both sides, Orange A, Orange B defense, they are swarming as soon as they see the football.
Exactly, yeah, and that's so true, right? And you know what? I like that call, though, because we've seen some middle linebackers blitzing. We've seen some middle linebackers coming across the middle, and you know what? That's a good job by the offensive coordinators, a good job by Guy Lemieux and the other offensive coaches to, make those calls like that.
All right, 1st and 10 here now. Steps back. Oh, that ball got deflected just a little bit, and his receiver isn't able to pick it up. Boy, they're lucky that one didn't get picked as it got a little bit of a hand on it, gave it a little wobble there. But
maybe lucky, though. That was fortunate because that defensive back was in really good position there and certainly making the play on that. So, again, you know what? These defensive backs, it's probably the position that's really impressed me today is the fact that these defensive backs have done an excellent job of playing really sound defense, swarming to the ball. Not surprising when you have somebody like Jordy Lieberman, working with these defensive backs all week.
So second, 10 yards to go here. Again, shotgun formation, one back in the backfield, and he's looking to go deep for number 3. It's underthrown. Oh my.
I tell you what, that was just, again, the receiver was good, open though. We had the receiver open in behind everybody, and we just could have maybe thrown that ball just a little bit earlier.
A little more zip on that ball, but definitely the receiver was open there. And we've seen that a little bit here, but I mean, Jay, you're the quarterback guy, right? And you can't really fault these guys. Arm strength is one of those things that takes a lot of time, and especially the zip. If to be able to get that zippy sort of pass and to be able to do it on a regular basis, that's something that you just can't pull out of the arsenal. You definitely have to work on it.
Yeah, and you have to trust it, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. I worked with a quarterback this morning before our game, and I said to him, "There's another pass PI." And I worked with my quarterback, a young quarterback today, and he said, well, we got to work on my deep fade routes, right? And one challenge that quarterbacks have, or the mistake they make, is they wait too long. They drop and they wait for the receiver to get open, and then they throw and they can't get it out there. They got to trust that the receiver's going to get open. He's not open now, but he's going to get open.
Throw to the spot, let the receiver get there. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And quarterbacks just got to trust it, right? Like, just, hey, get your timing. One step, throw. 1, 2, 3, throw. Trust it. Get it out there. Put it to the outside where only your receiver can get it, right?
So pass interference there. So it'll be 1st and 10 now as the Blue B team is trying to inch their way down the field. And we got a big sack there. There's big number 93 coming in, tossing the QB to the dirt, and that is the ball game. So great stuff there. Jay, my pleasure in the booth here with you. Want to thank everybody at Sports Canada TV for a great afternoon of football. Orange defense versus the blue offense, A and B squads. Fantastic football here today. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thank you to everybody that was behind the scenes here on Sports Canada TV. From Cloverdale Athletic Field, signing off, this has been the U18 BC Provincial Football Association Bowl Game.